first corner. Driver number 1 looking to the inside of 2. Second place sets himself up for a pass going into this carousel. Is he going to be able to get his nose in there? Go.
Welcome to the Iron Thunder Racing League. Here today, guys, are at Las Vegas for tonight's track. I'm going to go and edit that scene right there. I did not realize how loud that thing was. I might have to do that whenever I get a chance next time. Probably should have fixed that earlier before I got in here, but I did not. That was my bad there. But like I said, they're at Las Vegas, where what happens at Vegas stays at Vegas. I have gotten my microphone arm part in, thank the Lord. So we don't have to deal with that. It is still leaning back a little bit, but I figured out that is actually my desk somehow. I don't know how it is. But drivers are still in their qualifying. They have about 2 minutes, a little bit less than 2 minutes left. Pretty much about a minute and a half right now for these guys in there. But I'm going to pull up some race info here for you all. So it's going to be really who can roll the dice here and take home a win. It's 96 laps here, so going to see who can really be able to hold that car down very, very well. That's not the right thing up there. Let me change that for you all. I was going through and trying to do the 5 logos, and it was not wanting to agree with me at all. So I eventually just had to kind of be like, whatever, I'll just deal with it this way. And it still does not want to deal with it the correct way. So I'm going to change that very top one. That is not the Tower 150. That was last week at North Wilkesboro for those guys. So there we go. Now that should have the correct one in there when it does pop up. But currently right now, Adam Boyles actually sits on top. He is running, that looks like 100th faster than Will LaRue right now currently. You'll see it there on your left side. I really do want to see how this goes there. It looks like it's 18, 19, 20 drivers here tonight. These guys will have a decently sized field. Not a lot of people, no people though at the same time. Now, these community cars, I believe at this track I think this track is really reliant on getting the draft more than anything here. You tuck in behind somebody, you get a really big run, but if you don't, yeah, you're kind of hung out to dry almost, it seems like, with these cars, because they're just so draft heavy. You got to be behind somebody almost at all times with them. You guys have literally 3 seconds left, so they're getting ready to get on the grid here. We'll open up my trading paints. So any paint scheme that was on the track can be refreshed, but here's the qualifying order for you all. Adam Boyles first, Will LaRue second, Brendan Pamitat third, Matthew Martell fourth, John Sweckhart fifth, Alex Little sixth, Manny Gregory seventh, Corbin Hemstreet eighth, Tristan Ott ninth, Brandon Klusterhoos 10th, 11th, Dave Matson, 12th, Kelvin Masur, 13th, Matt Cherry, 14th, Storm Patterson, 15th, Justin Nelson, 16th, Sawyer Ott, 17th, Carthan Eaters, 18th, Josh Coley, 19th, Matt Quick, 20th, Christopher Gale. Dylan Hale is race control, so he does not count as an actual driver on the track right now for these guys. We're going to be waiting for about a couple more guys to grid here. Should be able to get this race underway. Very glad this mic arm came in because I was not having the other one. I disliked it very, very, very much. But I got it fixed right now. For now, at least. We're waiting on Coley and Gale to get in here. That's the last drivers that we're waiting on. This Rush Series does not have stages. Sorry, 95 laps. This Rush Series does not have stages, unlike their Premier Series that does have stages. Just a little bit different thing for the drivers to do. Some leagues run stages, some leagues don't. It really, honestly, just depends on which league you run in a lot of the time. So, some leagues will, leagues won't. I've been in one that actually used to have stages and they got rid of them the next season after. Some guys at grid here though, taking a little bit longer than what I thought it would. It's not too bad though. Okay, they're all here now. So paint refresh for this. I believe it was waiting on Hale, but Hale, where he's not actually going to grid because he's RC, it was thinking that we're waiting on one more driver, but we aren't. He must not have perms to join as a administrator and stuff like that and look over the race. So he has any new paint schemes here. Don't see any new ones quite just yet. Waiting on some more to load for these guys. Might change. There, it looks like that's everybody's running the same paint schemes that they have pretty much so far. Habitat, that may be a little bit different on the side. I think it may be. See, a lot of these LaRue racing cars here, though. I do always tend to notice that there's always a lot of these guys up front in the Premier and the Rush series. Car is getting ready to pull off here, though. Boyles will lead them to green. Will LaRue will be on his outside. Gonna be whoever can get the jump out the corner. Draft is gonna be heavy here. Really, really heavy. That's the route they have. No, never mind. Pace car does pull off here. Starter has the flag in his hand. And the green flag is in the air. We are underway here. Like LaRue, he will actually lead that first lap over Boyles. This is what draft heavy tracks do. LaRue's just hanging on that outside. Boyles really has no help behind. I think Boyles will actually fall in behind LaRue now. Yeah, it looks like he will. So LaRue, he will actually get the lead there. Just a little bit of in-car footage from him. We got Habitat going side by side with Sweatcart. It looks like 5th position right there currently. He wants it. Sweatcart actually 4th position. He has it. Sweatcart has it. He wants it. Habitat's trying to take it from him. He won't be able to. It looks like we got Tristan Ott. He's up under Manning Gregory trying to get this position here. Side by side with him. Manning running that high line. Preston staying on the bottom. Manning looks like he will be able to keep that spot. He's also getting a pretty big run off the top, but he has help somewhat, I'd say. Not too much help, though. It's kind of hard to see that he does have help. Storm. Here, probably has one of the prettiest paint schemes in this league, with the Premier Series also, and the Rush Series. I like blue, so that's why. But LaRue looks like he's not really stretching on a Boyles. Boyles is staying within the draft, really about 6/10. What I'm noticing, keep the draft. After that, and you slip back anymore, you're at the draft. This Boyles is about to run himself high. I think Boyles is getting a little bit tight off the exit here. Early on, this exit was a little bit higher than everybody else's. Matt Cherry, he's working on Hem Street. Biggest move right now is kind of, we got 2 people tied. Gale, Cherry, and Tristan Ott. They're all up 3 positions. Not really much movement throughout the field, though. I do want to see how long their fuel run is going to be, however. thought Boyles was fighting the car. He's actually not. He's being pretty steady with it. Really thought he was tight, to be honest with you all, but I guess he's not. These guys, really, in these fixed cars, you can really only adjust a few things. Brake bias, steering ratio. Steering ratio is a big thing. Brake bias, too, you'd be surprised. Brake bias is pretty big. Putting a little bit more rear brake into it can really get that car to turn. Those guys can adjust that during the race if they need to. Figure out, yeah, I kind of need to get this right here, need to get this here. A little bit too loose, a little bit too tight in. They can go up and down on that. It's the only thing they can adjust, though, in fixed. Open, you can adjust the springs and other stuff like that. Boyles is actually kind of holding on to LaRue right now. I mean, they're almost running. Actually, Boyles was faster that lap. He's actually coming to get him right now. He's actually got down under 2/10. LaRue's lead is not that big. LaRue's in there a little bit deeper. I think Boyles is rolling in that corner a little bit better, though. If he gets on exit. He loses a little bit of time, then he gains it back. I think that's just really draft, though. The only thing is anything else. Just so draft reliant here. These cars actually have a little bit of a smaller spoiler than what I thought they did. So it's not super down heavy or super downforce heavy, but still, that plays a factor at this track all the time. Really any track, to be honest with you, besides like Richmond and Martinsville. Maybe it's not, well, no. Yeah, that wouldn't pay. What pays a big, or what is a big factor at those tracks is the bumper. Your front bumper and your rear bumper. Move some guys out of the way, and then you go and wreck some guys. Or you get moved out the way. One of the two. One of the three, actually. LaRue's not really stretching it here. I do think if they had to split it up, it'll probably be 30. You know, actually, it might be about 25 to 30, then 30. Oh, we got Matson in the wall back there. Got way too high on his exit there. Masur will go down below him, past him. That's going to hurt Matson. You can see that right side near the spoilers bent down. The right front doesn't seem to have that much damage, but he did hit it pretty well. And with these cars, you blow on them wrong and they get damaged. One of the only things I don't like is cars are so air reliant, you get any amount of touch and your race is over. That is what make guys want to race really clean, though. I'll say that. But the next gens guys just send it in there and they're like, eh. If it turns, it turns. If it doesn't, it doesn't. These fenders won't beat themselves in. They won't blow out the tire. Boyles is actually having to do a sweat cart now. That is LaRue's teammate. Actually, one of his signees, I'd say, is Boyles. There he goes, hard in the wall off of the exit of 2. Sweat cart has to take evasive maneuvers. I don't think he got into Boyles. I saw Boyles running up higher on exit. I had a feeling that car was tight for him, and it finally got out and bit him there. I knew that was going to eventually happen just from how he was exiting that corner a little bit higher. He's not getting the rotation that he needs, as we see Matthew Martell not coming up here. Pamitat's also trying to spoil the show. Got LaRue, Pamitat, Boyles, then another LaRue car. You got Brandon Klusterhuis back here. He's just kind of riding where he is. I'm content here, kind of, maybe. Really not, though. Drivers always want to go up front sometimes, unless you're at Talladega. And you wreck. So I hate tracks like that, as Larson took a hard hit on the driver's side. I am a fan of Larson, so him and super speedways do not go together. He's like the Ryan Newman of super speedways, literally. While this has happened, LaRue has stretched it out to almost a second and a half over his teammate Sweat Cart. Sweat Cart's having work up through the field, though he's actually gained 3 positions. So he's not always been up front. He's had to fight his way up there, like some other people haven't. Biggest mover now is actually Matt Cherry. He's trying to get a spot on Manny Greger, I believe, here. That is for 7th. He's currently up 5 positions Brandon Kluge just tied him, put down the power on the outside of Gregory. He might get that position. He'll have Masur the draft behind him as Matson just popped back up into existence. I have no idea where he was there for a second. Sweatcart's actually gaining on LaRue now. LaRue's not stretching it out like I thought he was. Interesting. Might just be saving a little bit too. He realizes he doesn't need to run so hard. As these guys gonna reach lap 19, we will take our first commercial break. It will be side by side, however, just like they always are. We're gonna have to cut that a little bit short because we just had Boyles just bang it into the side of Matson there on exit. We're gonna go back and watch that. I had cut that short because I saw that and I was like, what is going on here? Well, someone got tight. Matson actually got in the wall, bounces off of it. Boyles is an innocent bystander. I'm not sure how they did not wreck there. I also need to go back and fix the other video. It somehow didn't size itself right. I don't know why it won't do it, but I'll fix that again sometime soon. Can't do that under break, though, because I can't see the preview of it in the studio. Again, I'm sorry about that. Trying to deal with SDK not giving me 4 logos, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. We were having to deal with that a little bit. As that's happened, Sweatcart's just chopped away little by little. He's not really gaining too much time. He's running about 0.08 faster than LaRue. So he's getting there. Kind of slowly chipping away at his lead that he currently has over him. I believe actually in this mode I can probably, yes I can. Thank the Lord I can go do that. And I will include that one there. Got Tresson up there. Coley's not made a lot of moves, surprisingly. He's normally a guy I see moving a lot, but up 7 positions is Storm and Matt. These guys are coming through the field. Brandon's also up 5 positions, currently sitting in 5th, so he started 10th. But Habitat, they've been running, I think their lap times are all, you can see them on the side there, scoreboard. Actually, looks like Sweatcart ran a little bit slower. Habitat actually matched LaRue up there. He's also getting a draft from Sweatcart, though. We got to keep that in mind. As he's doing that, he's actually, if he can get to the bumper of Sweatcart, that actually might help Sweatcart a little bit because he can give him a shove. Now, if they go side-by-side racing, then it's a different story. Some guys will do that, some guys won't. They actually realize, oh, if we shove him, we can get up here. Other guys see a position and they're like, eh, who cares? Let's just go for it. One of the most annoying things in the world. actually running a little bit higher. Most guys are running on the bottom. I don't really think iRacing sadly doesn't do a good job of replicating the high line at most tracks. It did at Kansas and it got rid of it. It's not very good at it. I know Darlington, it isn't. Bristol, yeah. Pretty much what I'm saying is you can drive completely different in real life than you do in the simulator, and it works in real life, but the simulator just can't get it, because I was actually watching a Bristol race, and they were running the line that I did in iRacing, and it worked for them, but not for me, and I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense. But back to what I was saying, that kind of goes back to some guys are running just different lines. Habitat staying high, Sweat Cart staying lower. I think LaRue's still staying. He's actually staying middle. He's on that very first seam. You can see his left side tires on it. See if he does it going in 3 and 4. He actually goes below the steam there. Might be running it only in 1 and 2 then. Let's see what he does here. I think he's on the seam in this corner. He might have bobbled it and got off the bottom some. Didn't see what he does this time by. Where does he enter here? Yeah, so he's staying pretty much near the seam. That's something we actually kind of crossed down there a little bit. But he's actually arching his corners a little bit more than everybody else compared to most of the other drivers. As Matson's down pit road, I think it's where he just has that damage. He realized, yeah, this car is just junk right now. Painting in air filters car. Sweatcart, he's losing again. Sweatcart gains and he loses. I don't understand that. He'll gain it like a couple of tenths and he'll lose it very quickly. He's either having a bad lap or something's happening to him, because keep in mind, LaRue's not, he's probably not running super hard. And Sweatcart also has to worry about Habitat and keeping him behind him, because you really don't want to have to deal with 2 people at once. So you're kind of really trying to look forward, but at 48, being in his mirror, like, I gotta change my line a little bit here to make sure he doesn't get the run on me. I'm surprised. It takes probably about 5 laps. I think the most laps I've ever done to set up a pass probably was for about 5 laps. I can't remember where, but trying to get to this guy's outside, and I eventually got him to bite for something, and I got just enough of his quarter panel to get his outside. And it's hard to pass. I mean, y'all would think that it's just, you know, go by somebody. No, you got to set it up, especially if they're really good drivers. You got to make them go where you want them and where they want to go at the same time, but they give you the line that you want also. It's really hard to plan out some of these people, as we do have pit stops, and Nelson and Gregory are down pit road. So it looks like I was pretty much correct about lap 30 when these guys were going to come down pit road. So lap 30, 32, 64. We'll have one more pit stop here. LaRue's down. Yep. As looks like it's pretty much lap 32 is the fuel run for these guys. As Boyle or Cherry might not make it here. Some guys coming in hot like they were at Talladega. As there was a lot of drivers at Talladega that were spinning out because they were just trying to get in so deep. I actually got probably the most I've ever got on pit road in a race yesterday. Oh my gosh, I got everything there. See what Storm does. So 6 people haven't pitted still. Little, Gale, Quick, Coley, Masur. As Storm's, yep, he's slowing down. He's coming to pit road here. You might want to get on the brakes a little bit harder. You might miss it. You can lock him up a little bit. Masur gets down pit road. Coley, he's still going. Quick, Gale, and Little. Looks like they're probably going to run theirs dry, like dry to the end. And I would not blame him for doing that either. Tire advantage. These guys are running 31s at the start of the race. They're actually low, high 30s. See where these guys run compared to that. Coley, he can't come to pit road this time either, because he's going to get absolutely ran over if he does. Might be telling Nelson, go around me. Yep, he's actually going to make it here. That's a scary sight there, being offset on that curb apron, same thing, close enough. But Gale and Quick stay out. Yeah, Gale, Quick, and Little stay out. These guys are just pushing it. See how far the fuel window can actually be. Let's play the game of how much fuel do these guys have left? They probably will come in this time by, if I had to guess. I think. See what Quick does. Nope, he's not coming this time. He's going to keep going. Now, he's running 32s with old tires. The guys that just got fresh tires are running low 31s, high 30s. He's running 31 or 32 highs, Quick, Gale, and Little. So these guys are losing about a second a lap here, so they might want to come down pit road soon. They may be gambling on a caution. Actually, see how far they stretch this. Because you can't go much farther. What is that character from? I know it's from a game. I can't remember what the name of it was. As we have Quick coming down. So Quick, Gale, and Little. Yep, they finally come down. So 36 laps looks like it's probably the longest you can go. I'll actually put him straight to the lead. He pitted on lap 20 though. So Matthew. Wait, what happened here? Where is? Oh, sorry. LaRue's in front of them. I was going to say, I was wondering where he was. Yeah, he actually just got by Matthew. So just blow by Hemstreet. Hemstreet has basically 12 lap older tires than Sweat Car or than LaRue does. So he doesn't really pose too much of a threat to him at all. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna go right on by you. Nothing you can do. Sorry, bud. I believe that is all the pit stops. Yeah, that is. Everybody came down pit road, so these guys are done for that cycle. You don't have to worry about it anymore. About lap 65, 66, we'll probably see pit stops again. And that will be the last one. That will actually take them to the end of the race. I did not expect that much of a change in engine noise between a Toyota and I believe that was a Chevy. That is a huge change in tone. Toyota sounds like it's kind of screamy. I mean, it is a Japanese car, so it's going to sound different than an American V8. Or these are V8s. I honestly prefer the Japanese cars. So, yes, I am import. And they're really cool how they designed them over there. You have these big, clunky cars sometimes. Sweat car here. Yeah, Corbin's gonna keep dropping multiple positions. He might be on a different cycle though. I mean, that's the only reason I could think that he put at lap 20. He realized, you know, there's a cycle here I can do. If there's no cautions, that will actually probably put me in the lead when I need it exactly. It's really just a let's throw it up in the air and see what happens moment. As I like the way he lives sometimes. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. It can go wrong quickly though, very quickly. I think LaRue right now, LaRue's just kind of in cruise control mode. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep riding here. Just go where I want to. Everybody else is basically spaced out. One closer people is actually Patterson and Cherry here. I think Cherry's trying to get a spot on Storm. Storm pit at lap 33 actually, so it might be the opposite way around. Storm might be getting away from Cherry. Cherry is teetering with death down there. He is right on that white lines, and apparently there's more grip down there too. Paint. Drivers are going to be trying to find as much grip as possible. So pretty much the lower you can go, almost the better it is, but you got to really let the car roll down to the bottom to do that. But Cherry's trying to get as much as he can. He's actually going to try to get Corbin. Yeah, Corbin So see, pit 20. Can go 36. You can go to lap 56, pit. And then he can actually make it to the... No, he can't. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to make it to the end from that. Let me see if I'm doing that math correctly. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to make it to the end. He'd be, I believe, about 3 to 4 laps short. That is if I'm basing it off those guys running it dry. I'm not sure if they did or not, as Pamitat's actually trying to take a spot from Matthew here. He does have 2 lap fresher tires than him, and he'll just go by him easily. That's why some guys will stay out for super long. They want that tire advantage. They know that it's a big deal for them. They know, okay, that if I get tires here, it's going to be big. Now let's see if these two can actually draft up behind each other. Martel can actually kind of benefit from this if he just holds on to Pamitat's draft. You don't really have to be directly behind him as long as you're in their wake. You also kind of mess him up too, taking some downforce off of that rear end of the car, and it makes it really loose. Makes it want to step out. You can also get it right on that quarter panel, make them really loose too. I've found that out because I've almost been wrecked a couple times like that. Not a dirty thing to do. It's just something that you don't think that guys are going to be making a move for. Where Matson is. Matson, I think where is Matson at? He actually came out in a bad position. He did use his fast repair. Hit on lap 29, though, so he really wasn't that much earlier than other people. But he needed that fast repair because that car was destroyed on the right side. He hit it hard, then he got hit again from, who was it? No, he hit the wall, and then he came down into Boyle, so it probably damaged both of them. Probably damaged Matson a little bit more than Boyles, though, but Boyles probably uses fast repair. Some things, that's also something some leagues will do. Fast repair pretty much gives you a fresh car. I mean, you can go absolutely trash it. The only thing is you have to make it to pit road with it. If you tow, it just takes a while to tow, but you can still use your fast repair. But fast repair is pretty much you get in there, have it checked. So you have a blown engine, or it's about to blow. Have that checked, it gives you basically a brand new car, literally, without changing the tires and stuff like that. Some leagues do that because there's sometimes you're just like, well, I could not do anything. Nobody could do anything there. They still want some people to race. I'm pretty quiet here. So I see why they did add stages in real life, because it just kind of made it more interesting. It gave the viewers a break. I know that they like cautions. Everybody, if you go to a race, you want to see a wreck. I mean, that's what you want to see, whether you want to say it or not. I've been cut into a couple races where there's been no really big wrecks. I'm like, well, it's kind of boring. But the wrecks do make it fun. Sometimes they don't, however. Especially when they go green and the next second there's a caution out, you're like, oh, this is going to be a long day for us. Not too fun at all. He actually lost another position with Sweat Car here. Hamitat's been in La La Land, I mean, by himself. He's really got nobody behind him, nobody in front of him, really. Sweat Cart might be gaining some. I mean, he's not much faster than Hamatat, though. Hamatat's here. He gets the participation trophy. He's not doing bad either. He's running second. I really want to see what... 36. 72. So you could come in maybe a little bit earlier. As Him Street's now down pit road. This is, yeah, I had a feeling he was going to come down this time. Yeah, he won't be able to make it on fuel. He'll be a little bit short. You could, however, if you pitted with that group that was really coming down, pit a little bit earlier, and you could make it on fuel too. But really, the tires is the really big thing that you're worried about more than anything. It's just the fall off is so much. There's so much difference between fresh and old tires. Just looking through the field right now, see if we got any action. Everybody's pretty much just spread out. Quick is actually, looks like he might be going after Gale right here. He's 2 pit on the same lap, so quick pit on lap 36. He'll be back down on lap 72, but he could actually come earlier and make it on fuel. Also take less fuel, but he'll also take 4 tires, so that kind of cancels it out. You're definitely not taking 2. That's not even a gamble here at all. You're not gambling that much. No point in trying that. It looks like Treston Ott, he's going a lap down here. LaRue already lapped him, so Hamatat's going around him. He'll now have a little bit of a harder journey to get back on the lead lap. If they're, well, he's actually the first car lap down. I think he would have to worry about Etheridge getting lapped, though. Etheridge is loose there. So he kind of pulled it off the wall a little bit. Means his exit isn't exactly how he wants it to be at the moment. Now, Brandon is lurking Matthew for this position. He wants it from him. He's probably going to get it too. I just don't think Matthew can really hold anybody off. It's the tire difference is so big. Gonna do actually kind of somewhat block Brandon, not really at the same time. Just didn't get him the line at all. But if you were to come in now, you can make it to the end. So who's going to roll the dice? Yep, there it is. Cherry comes down pit road. He rolls the dice. I had a feeling somebody was going to do that here. Vegas, you do gamble in Vegas a lot. Looks like he's going to be the first driver to do it. And he was lucky there. Almost had a bad pit injury to his box. I'm surprised it didn't say he was too far to the right or to the left. His box, because normally it would. It'd be like, no, you're way too far to the left. You got to back up. He's off and away. So Matson comes down too. These guys are rolling it, seeing what's happened. They can make it to the end on fuel. And once they saw that window open, they're like, man, we got to try something here. Here, he was 4 tires on fuel. Actually, a very good pit stop, 13.9. That's the fastest pit stop so far. Wetcart had a little bit of trouble on his pit stop. That was 18 seconds. He must have got some, like, 4 seconds of damage fixed or something. That is not normal to see a guy sitting in pits for that long. It's like LaRue Hills. Yeah. Gonna try to put Etheridge a lap down, and looks like, yeah, he'll easily do that. I want to see what is gonna happen with Cherry though. I'm really curious. But I mean, gotta keep in mind he is so far behind. There goes Nelson. So these guys see the pit window. They're like, you know, I'm gonna go in now. Just see what happens. But the thing is, they're so far behind LaRue. LaRue has that big gap. He doesn't have to pit like these guys do. He can stay out like 5 more laps longer than these guys that are behind him because he just has the space for it. He doesn't have to worry about that. Is that a Ghost logo? I think it is. Let me see. Oh, I can't see it. Is that a Ghost logo that I see on that car? I want to see it. I'm trying to figure it out. I think it is on Manning Gregory's car. Guys don't have to run it, but they do. So that's something. Gave them a logo. They're like, yeah, you can put it on here if I want to. Doesn't matter to me. Sweatcart and Brandon are down. Coley, Quick, Gale, Etheridge. Hamatat's also down. What is LaRue going to do? How long is he going to stay out here? Now, he can easily get to the end here if he pits. This is a no-brainer for him. But I really want to see how long does LaRue wait. What these guys are really hoping is that LaRue gets kind of trapped behind everybody else. He's not coming down this time because he's way too far. Not highline. Nope, he's actually going to come this time instead. He kind of didn't think he was going to make it there. He's going to come right here. So we'll see where does Cherry filter out. So they still have Masur and Little to pit. I think Masur's trying to get down pit road. Yeah, he is. He's going to go down pit road here. He's going to be getting there hot too. Little still has to go to pit road. So does nobody else. He's actually the last guy that'll go to pit road. Ham Street will have to come back down. He pit on that 53. He will not be able to make it. I don't think. He can't save that much fuel. There's no way it's going to happen. LaRue, he's now in his pit box. Masur is in his pit box also. So when does Little come? Little's going to have to come down pit road here soon too. He can't really afford to stay out. It's because that time difference that he's going to be getting. Going to be the loser in that. I think he's coming to pit road this time too. Looking car shake. Nope, he's going to go around one more time there. LaRue's just going to set his sight. Yeah, so that didn't really work for some guys trying to pit early because, I mean, LaRue just had such a big gap on those guys. It really didn't do much to it. Didn't put a dent in anything. Got some smoke there from Quick, I think. Might be in front of, or it's not Quick, Cherry, I think. I'm sorry, Quick. Might have been Quick sideways, I believe, possibly. Well, I thought it was Cherry. I did see smoke, so we might have somebody having some fun. That car being loose on exit. I think it may be Quick, too, because I saw just a little bit of smoke. See what it does here. He's wobbling in the middle of the corner. See what he does on exit. No, it doesn't seem like it's loose. Might just slip it there. LaRue just ran the fastest lap of the race. 30:69. Storm's having to hold off a hard charging Matson or Martel right now. Martel wants that position. He was actually right up on the bumper. Storm kind of bailed out a little bit on entries. Like, I don't want to be up this close to him. Little's going to come down pit road finally. I think he'll probably be a lap down too when he comes out, to be honest with you all. Yeah, he definitely will. He will not stay on the lead lap. Hammond's had to pretty much equalize where he's pit. He's kind of having to deal with sweat car here just a little bit. Hammond's loose on exit there. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to make those rear tires too mad. A little bit too early in the race to do that. Or late in the race to do that. You know, in the mess your race up late in here. But Little's in his pit box. He might not go a lap. No, he's going to go a lap down. Never mind. He'll go a lap down, but he'll actually probably get it back relatively quickly here. Okay, never mind. I take my word back. He is still right there. Run off the exit of pit road. LaRue's car just looks very steady overall. Not really any big movements or anything like that. Clean entry, clean exit for him. Probably just rolling the corner a little bit better than most people. You can't really tell, but it's just something that you really feel in the car. It's hard to explain, really. It's like when the car rolls good, you know it rolls good, and you're like, ah, this feels great. And when it rolls like crap, you notice that you're like, oh, this sucks. That's got to be careful there. I think he just bobbled on the bottom a little bit. I was looking away for half a second. Yeah, he's trying to get up through the field here to get his lap back. Now, LaRue looks like he's going to try to go around Sawyer to lap him. Sawyer will not really fight him too much. I don't really think anybody can put up a fight to LaRue at this point. LaRue's just so much better than everybody. Sawyer might actually pull across LaRue. He says, nope, don't mind that. He's actually thought about it. He's right up on the bumper of LaRue. He's actually might hit him here. So he's not going to go away. Be a thorn in him. LaRue will, yeah, he'll just slowly stretch it. Like a muscle on him. He's got, I believe that's probably Quick and Gale in front of him. Yep, Gale pit on lap 63, Quick lap 63 also. What is that character from? I know the game, but I can't think of the name of it. I saw somebody play it before. Is it like Poppy's Playtime? I'm having to look this up now. Yep, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was Poppy Playtime. Children's game that is, or looks like a children's game that is a horror game. That's not uncommon at all. But Sweatcard is knocking on the door of Pamitat. He is not letting him go. He's been behind him for probably close to 10 laps now, and Pamitat's probably looking in his mirror, seeing what Sweatcart's doing. Pamitat's not rolling the bottom as well, so he gets off a little bit early from the bottom, so he's maybe getting the gas a little bit sooner there, just trying to further away. It's also going to make him tighter on exit, so it's having to put more wheel into it, going to burn off that right front, make it even tighter because of that. Might have to start figuring a way to burn the tires differently for him. As these guys are coming inside 20 to go, we will take our last commercial break here. I've removed that other ad, so we will go side by side. decided to roll that separate from it. I still had it on there. It was just incredibly loud. I didn't think it was that loud. I downloaded it and just plugged it in. I thought it was going to be lower on volume, so I'm sorry if that blew out anybody's eardrum that are on headphones. I know how that feels. You're sitting there and something loud just absolutely just blasts you, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is loud as crap. It sucks. It really does suck. I know how that feels. Brandon actually managed to get away from Sweat Car here, so Sweat Car's not on his bumper anymore. Kind of actually stayed pretty level with LaRue on lap times. Gained a little bit, but not a lot. He was faster. He's also kind of in traffic too. He's getting the indirect draft off of Sawyer. So he is getting help. You wouldn't really notice that unless you have a trained eye for it. You're like, oh, this guy's just behind somebody. It seems like everybody and their mother is running A opens. Ham attack crossover there on the lap car. Probably trying to get all the draft that he could. And unless you got nitro on that car, I don't think you're making up 3 seconds in 13 laps unless you're at like a short track or a road course. Yeah, I can see that happen at a road course. But here, no. That wouldn't happen. Actually, that's a lie. It actually would. Get that fresh tires, though. Always wondered if there's a way. I think they should try a NASCAR race that you only have one set of tires the whole time. Can't change any tires at all. If you make that tire really good, you're gonna have guys going 50 miles an hour sometimes, I think, just to save it. Because if it blows out, it blows out. You don't have anything else to change it with. They kind of did that at Bristol, though. I think they changed tires like once for some people. I know Larson did that. He wanted to keep his second set on. He spun after that, and then he got wrecked out, and that was fun. Didn't go to that race. Lived 40 minutes from the track. I was like, nah. I had tickets to it last year also, and I decided not to go. I'm glad I didn't, because it rained a lot. It was crapshoot. And you stop turning Bristol into a dirt track and just put it back to the oval. The oval's fun, because guys want to punch each other and fight. I love that. These guys get so angry at each other, they can't hold it back. I remember watching a race and Tony Stewart threw a helmet at Matt Kenseth. I watched that live. I remember that race. Jeff Gordon was running like a Farmville paint scheme that race too. I like that paint scheme also that he ran. A lot of fond memories with Jeff Gordon. I didn't watch for years after he retired. Couldn't watch NASCAR. I was like, nah, I'm good. I just don't care about it anymore. Wasn't the same. Having a side conversation here. Everybody's spread out. Little unlapped himself. I can't. Let me see what it does when we go back down to it. I think he did. No, he's still lapped down. He's probably about to catch. No, he's not. He's actually probably might end up a lap down. Yeah, Hemstreet's down pit road. I knew Hemstreet was way off cycle. He was way off cycle with everybody else. Now, if caution were to come out, then that changes everything. Yeah, this is pretty much LaRue's race. I mean, he's dominated pretty much from the drop of the green flag to where he is right now. I mean, it's been basically no competition from anybody, out of the whole field. Guys, thank you, Joseph Barrow, if you're watching the stream, for subscribing. I just checked and saw that notification that we got for it. I didn't see it. I had to manually look at it. I do probably need to add that in, though, however. We end up working that too. A big group here. Storm, Brandon, Nelson, and Quick. This is actually for position, too. This might be a battle to look at here. This is for the 4th position, so not a podium, but you want to gain all the spots that you can. Brandon has been running slower laps, too. So Storm might actually get him. Storm swept last week, won at Darlington in the Rush Series, and then won at North Wilkesboro in the Premier Series. So won Monday and Tuesday. Oh, no. Oh. Him Street was Tokyo drifting off that corner there. That's one thing that LaRue does not want to see, is somebody going sideways off the exit. Probably one of the scariest things you can see as a leader is somebody drifting behind you or in front of you. As they're 3 wide for this spot, there's going to be some contact there. Storm almost gets spun off of Nelson's front end. Saves it, though. Kluge smacks the wall with his tail. They keep going. Storm has barely any damage on that rear end. But Nelson, he'll get 4th position. I think Nelson just got tight there, being up under Storm. LaRue probably going to be very nervous if he goes back and watches that. But white flag will be in the air here. One more lap around for Will LaRue. Pretty much just dominated the whole entire day here, and it's been basically no contest from the start. Pamitat is 3 seconds back. Sweatcart's 6 seconds. Nelson's 12. I mean, he has just put a clinic on for this field like a doctor. He will win here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He will roll the dice, and he will hit the jackpot, taking home the win here in a dominating fashion. Basically no challenge for anybody that whole entire race. It's like Pamitat will come home 2nd, Sweatcart 3rd, Nelson 4th, and Storm 5th. Brandon will come home 7th. Matthew Martell actually got 6th. As Brandon, he did have some pretty heavy right side damage. That fight hurt that car and didn't make it turn like he wanted it to. Celebratory bump here from Cherry, I think. Yeah, that is a celebratory bump. That's his teammate, too, and John Sweatcart. Please, all 3 of you, please don't do a burnout. Please don't. Don't do one. As somebody's already doing one. And his Sweatcart, that is. Watch the LaRue do his burnout, though. Sideways burnout. I don't know how he's doing that. It's actually pretty cool. That is playing with the brake and throttle and making that thing do that. That is actually pretty impressive. Well, 2 weeks ago, we got to see Kyle Larson do a burnout around Martinsville. Run the whole track. Blew out his tire at the end, but he did it. We also got to see John Hunter Nemechek light his car on fire doing a burnout. I think the mud flaps were what caught fire. The rubber was so hot it lit them up. But I will pull up the finishing order here. Not the qualifying. I keep doing that multiple times. I made sure not to do that. We're in the top 3 drivers. We'll start with John Sweatcart. Where is he at? Here he is. Hey, John, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Man, so you come home third tonight. Your team owner put on a clinic, but, how did the race go for you overall, though?
Well, I wouldn't say he put on a clinic. I would just say he qualified better and had perfect execution for this race. Everybody was extremely close, but I just missed 1 and 2 on the qualifying, which put me back a little bit. Was actually running him down on that first stint, was doing a pretty good job managing pace, and then I just gave up too much on the entry to pit road, the first pit stop, and slid through my box. And then from there, it was just damage control. So just poor execution on my part. Couldn't get back to Brandon to try and get that second.
Yeah, seems like just little mistakes that people sometimes don't even see make such a big difference at tracks like this. But, how was the racing in your opinion? Because you guys were pretty much spread apart most of the race there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the racing was pretty good. We did spread out. I mean, I think a green flag race is always pretty awesome. Although the set was extremely tight and basically just cheese grated the right front tire. So for a playoff race, mile and a half, fixed setup, I mean, I would definitely like to have a car a little bit more free, a little bit more drivable, to put on a little bit better show. But I mean, in the end, there was no cautions, spread out, a lot of strategy. So I guess you can't ask for much more than that.
Nothing really. I mean, wrecks do make it fun, but also takes out drivers from winning or having a chance to win the race. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching here tonight?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank ITRL, great league, great group of guys. Thank you for broadcasting. But I got to thank LaRue Esports, Will, Justin Nelson, and Matt Martell. We definitely put some work in for the playoff run. Hopefully, one of us three, me, Will, or Matt Martell, could bring home the championship at the end. Justin just missed it by a few points.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good third place finish tonight, though, man.
All right, thanks a lot.
John Sweckhart, the third place driver for LaRue Esports or Racing. No, LaRue Esports, I was correct. So we're bringing the second place driver, Brandon Pamitat. Get over here, Brandon. Hey, Brandon, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
What's going on, man?
And so you fall a little bit short to LaRue, but how was the race for you overall there? Because it seemed like you were working your way up towards the front there, pretty much towards the middle, and towards the end you had a pretty strong car.
Yeah, LaRue, he's fast everywhere we go, and he was really fast tonight. I thought I had him on that first run a little bit, and then the last run, he got out there with the one lap fresher tires, and that really meant a lot. And I know John was trying to push pretty hard to get the spot back to second, so I was defending him early on in the run, and then I didn't want to burn up my tires too much and fall off hard. So once Will got out to a 2.5 second lead, I was content with second. In my opinion, the car felt really good. All aspects of the run, short run, mid run, long run. I thought I had the speed, but just not enough to get Will.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely just seemed like Will, he was pretty much, once he was out front, it was kind of hard to catch him, but you definitely were coming on strong at the end. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching here tonight, man?
Yeah, of course, as always, I want to shout out Fort Worth Screen Printing. Those great group of guys. I want to shout out you for the broadcast. I want to shout out my dad for watching and, giving some crew chief calls here and there. And I want to thank, John and Will. It was fun racing them tonight, really clean racing. Even Matt Martell was in there too. We were side by side for a little bit. A lot of respect shown tonight, so I'm just thankful for that.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good second place finish tonight, though.
Thank you, man.
What was Brandon Pamitat? My nose is still draining from where I was sick, and it's annoying. The second place driver, we'll bring in the race winner and Will LaRue. Apparently, I can't talk with my words anymore. I actually know why I can't. Long story. But here's the race winner and Will LaRue. Hey, Will, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you put on pretty much clinic from the drop of the green flag to the checkered, but how did the car handle for you overall? Because it seems like you were just on cruise control at pretty much most of the race.
Yeah, the car was a little tight overall, so I just had to save my right front, and that's what I did. And I mean, this race was basically just execution, so just no mistakes and everything went good. So that's, I mean, it was pretty simple for me. Just fresh air and make sure I save my right front.
Pretty much just make sure you don't slide through your box. That was really only the one thing that I think would have hurt you, but I mean, you were just so fast the whole entire night. I mean, but I believe this is your second win in a row, isn't it?
Actually, I missed the last two races, so but I think I won three in a row at the start of the season,
I
and
was gonna say, I
yeah,
remember that.
yeah, and then someone won in between. I think it was John, and then I just won this one. So I guess it's a new streak.
Yeah, got to restart the streak, but no, that's definitely not a bad thing. I mean, if a win's a win. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, of course, my primary sponsor, LaRue Snowblowers. We built big industrial snowblowers. And then John, Matt Martell, and Justin Nelson. I mean, I arrived a little late, so they just told me what was happening with the car, and I adjusted, and that was it. So, yep.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good job tonight, though, taking home a win in dominating fashion here.
Thank you.
That was Will LaRue, the race winner. I will go over the finishing order here now. Let's see what's happened in race chat. Never mind. But I'll go over the finishing order here now. Will LaRue first, Brandon Pamitat second, John Sweathart third, Justin Nelson fourth, Storm Patterson fifth, Matthew Martell sixth, Brandon Kluster seventh, eighth, Kelvin Masseur, ninth, Adam Boyles, 10th, Dave Matson, 11th, Josh Coley, 12th, Manning Gregory, 13th, Christopher Gale, 14th, Alex Little, 15th, Matt Cherry, 16th, Sawyer Ott, 17th, Matt Quick, 18th, Carson Etheridge, 19th, Treston Ott, 20th, Corbin Hemstreet, and Dylan Hale was race control, so he does not count. Well, that was not a bad race. The whole green flag run, which is surprising to see in some leagues. I mean, that really doesn't happen, but it's very, very rare in iRacing overall to get a fully green race. It doesn't happen very often at all. But that was definitely, once everybody got spaced out, it was pretty much just LaRue just kind of running away from the field at that point. But if y'all are new to Ghost Racing Network, if you're watching this live or on replay, don't mind throwing a subscription in. You can always take it back. But I'm going to cut this short. I will be streaming tomorrow in the Iron Thunder Premiere Series. So tune in for that. Same time, about 8:55, 9 o'clock. I keep on adjusting the time depending on when the session actually loads in. But I will roll these animations and I will let you all go.
You